Welcome to the presentation of the Blockchain Clearinghouse, or BCH payment system. This innovative payment system is designed to help commercial banks address deposit competition from new payment methods emerging from FinTech, digital wallets, and recently introduced cryptocurrencies. To put the BCH payment system into perspective, I would like to present the following conceptual framework titled Money Trees, prepared by the International Monetary Fund, which was featured in an article titled The Rise of Digital Money, published in 2019. This framework categorizes money into 5 types of money or forms of payment: bank money, electronic money, investment money, central bank money, and cryptocurrencies. Each of these categories is a function of 4 variables: type, value, guarantor, and technology. It's important to note that technology is divided into 2 main types: centralized databases and decentralized systems, such as blockchain. Examples of bank money include credit and debit cards, checks, bank transfers, and other forms of payment, all utilizing centralized database technology, such as the core banking systems. Notice that, as of 2019, there was no prominent payment system within the bank money category that used blockchain technology that could serve as an example. For centuries, the banking system has operated in a way where the central bank mints and issues fiat currency, which initially becomes a liability for the central bank. This fiat currency is then channeled into and deposited at commercial banks, transforming into commercial bank deposits and liabilities. This process is a fundamental component of the fractional banking system, which enables banks to provide loans and offer a wide array of services. Until 1999, commercial banks had more or less a monopoly on payment systems. However, since the emergence of PayPal as an online payment gateway and other digital wallets, commercial banks have been subject to strong competition for deposits from these new forms of payment, including e-money, investment money, and cryptocurrencies. Even central banks could become strong competitors to commercial bank deposits if they were to issue CBDCs or central bank-issued fiat tokens, which would always remain liabilities of the central bank, and therefore could not be converted into commercial bank deposits. If commercial banks were to act as intermediaries for CBDCs, they would have to record these tokens as assets. Thus, the question becomes, what should commercial banks do to face this growing competition from new payment systems? The answer is straightforward. They need to create a more efficient, secure, interoperable, and user-friendly payment system. This is where the innovative BCH payment system can support commercial banks in facing competition from new payment systems, as it utilizes blockchain technology, operates at a very low cost, is user-friendly, and is fully interoperable across all participating banks. The first thing I want to clarify is that we are not reinventing the wheel. The BCH project is based on a modification of Bakhong, an existing payment system developed in collaboration between Soromitsu and the National Bank of Cambodia. Since its launch in 2020, the system has operated smoothly without any interruptions or failures. Notably, it is the first retail payment system using fiat currencies that functions on a blockchain technology platform. Moreover, the system has been audited by renowned firms such as Deloitte, KPMG, and Netitude, who are experts in security evaluation and assessment. Soromitsu is a Japanese fintech company with extensive experience in building blockchain-based infrastructure, payment systems, and identity solutions. As the original developer of Hyperledger Aroha, Soromitsu has been a pioneer in creating a private, open-source, and permissioned blockchain platform aimed at helping businesses and financial institutions manage their digital assets and identities. Additionally, I am in direct contact with their CEO, Makoto Takemiya, who has shown great interest in the development of BCH for Panama and its potential expansion into the global market. In a few brief lines, BCH can be described as a mobile digital payment system operating on a private blockchain platform. Balances are held in fiat currency, not cryptocurrencies or tokens, and the system supports both retail payments and wholesale interbank transactions. It utilizes QR codes and proximity technology for seamless payments. BCH digital wallets are fully interoperable among all participating financial institutions. A bank account is not required to open a BCH account, which promotes financial inclusion for the unbanked population. Balances can be recharged directly from the user's bank account or via credit debit cards. The system also facilitates recharges from any commercial point of sale, whether it is a supermarket or a local corner store. BCH complies with KYC AML regulations and adheres to confidentiality laws. The system comes with ready-to-use mobile applications for both iPhone and Android. In this slide, we see the Bakong application, where you can notice balances in both USD and Riel, the currency of Cambodia. These applications are, of course, very easy to modify and adapt to the specific country where they will be used. Notice that the system is capable of managing multiple currencies simultaneously. BCH is extremely user-friendly and offers 4 basic functions. Send. This function allows you to send money by selecting a contact from a list or simply entering a phone number. Receive. This function displays a QR code, which the person sending you money can scan to transfer funds quickly. The QR code can also be used by merchants to scan and instantly send a payment invoice. Pay. This function opens the camera to scan a QR code, whether from a merchant or the person you want to send money to. Deposit. Similar to an ACH, automated clearinghouse transfer, this function enables you to send a deposit from BCH directly to a bank account at any of the other participating financial institutions. It is important to point out that there are 2 applications, one for users, as explained here, and another designed for merchants' point-of-sale and e-commerce systems. The merchant application provides enhanced security and specialized reports to facilitate cash reconciliations. BCH incorporates AI in the form of an advanced avatar with natural voice capabilities. The AI assistant enhances user satisfaction by offering immediate support and assistance, step-by-step guidance during the installation process, instant answers to any user questions or issues. Users can inquire about their payments directly to the AI assistant, who provides instant recall from the database. One of the key aspects of the system is its architecture, which consists of a central blockchain with its ledger connecting all participating banks through what is known as the payment gateway. However, each financial institution is given its own domain to store private information or personally identifiable information, PII, of its customers, ensuring that this data is not visible to other banks. This feature is what gives banks the confidence to participate in the BCH system, as it guarantees data privacy and security while maintaining the benefits of a shared blockchain infrastructure. Zooming in on the system's architecture, we have the blockchain with its ledger and 2 financial institutions. Notice that the payment gateway not only connects the financial institution to the blockchain, but also links the BCH system to the bank's core system. This integration enables a user to send a deposit directly from their BCH wallet to the bank account of another user at any of the participating financial institutions. There are a few important notes. First, it is required that all participating banks use the ISO 20022 communication standard, which is the new standard for instant payments and real-time gross settlement, RTGS. Second, banks must open a clearing account at the central or national bank. This account is used by the system to settle transactions between participating banks and ensures the system's interoperability. An important note regarding the system's confidentiality: the blockchain does not store any personally identifiable information, PII, in its ledger. It only holds the ID and encrypted information of the wallets. Each customer's PII is stored by their respective bank in a separate database within its own domain. Only the bank can link the wallet ID to the PII of its customers. Therefore, the information stored in the blockchain ledger remains completely confidential and secure. Advantages of using a blockchain platform. First, a blockchain is an immutable database that is far more secure than a centralized database. Second, it operates autonomously and at a very low operating cost, allowing for highly competitive fees. Third, a blockchain enables the provision of decentralized digital identities, where the user is the true owner of their identity. Fourth, a blockchain allows the creation of an ecosystem for securely storing and verifying digital credentials, such as diplomas, property deeds, and sales contracts. This opens up a world of possibilities. Fifth, a blockchain facilitates financial inclusion. Users do not need to have a bank account to open a BCH account, and the wallets are provided at no cost to users. This is a major advantage for the unbanked population and encourages them to use the system. Regarding the business plan, this is it in bullet form. First, the BCH system allows banks to adopt a secure, inclusive, and low-cost blockchain-based payment platform, making it easy for customers to make payments. Second, banks can charge competitive fees for commercial and e-commerce transactions, similar to credit card fees, which generates significant revenue for them. Third, the investor will establish a corporation, let's call it Blockchain Clearinghouse Corp., to operate the blockchain infrastructure and ensure system security. The investor can sell minority stakes in this corporation to commercial banks and also charge a fee for each transaction. Finally, the investor recovers their investment by selling these minority stakes to banks and earning ongoing revenue from transaction fees. This model calculates the investor internal rate of return and net present value. The business model assumes the creation of the consortium Blockchain Clearinghouse Corp., in which the investor holds a 60% stake and the participating banks hold 40%. The model starts with Panama's gross domestic product, GDP. We'll use a conservative estimate of $60 billion. Consumption in Panama is 50% of GDP, or a $30 billion annual potential transaction volume. We assume a market capture of 15% of this volume, consisting in part of purchases that are presently made in cash made by the unbanked population. This makes an assumed captured volume of approximately $4.5 billion annually. To this, we apply the consortium operating fee of 0.5%, which results in a total annual income of about $22.5 million. This income is not going to be reached in the first year, but by the seventh year. The revenue growth projection is derived from historical data, referencing WeChat Pay growth statistic that increased from 100 million users in 2013 to over 1 billion users by 2020. We estimated total investment, including development, marketing, equipment, etc., to be $20 million, and the annual operating expenses to be $1 million, growing at 10% annually. Since the investor holds a 60% stake in the consortium, its cash flow will be calculated at 60% of the consortium income plus the income from the sale of stocks to the participating banks. We estimated that each bank invests $500,000 in the consortium. Panama has 40 banks with local operations. It is reasonable to assume that 30 banks will join at a rate of 10 banks per year during the first 3 years. With these variables, we calculated the investor's net cash flow, resulting in an internal rate of return, IRR, of approximately 22.8% and a net present value, NPV, of about $14.8 million US over the 7 years period at a discount rate of 5%. Of course, actual figures will depend on the final business model used and the actual expenses. However, this model demonstrates the project's strong income-generating potential even in a small country like Panama, and that it provides a very attractive IRR relative to the investment. Regarding cross-border payments, the vision is for each fiat currency to operate on its own blockchain, supported by a dedicated exchange and market feeds. This setup would enable, for example, a buyer in the United States to make an instant purchase in Japan. The system would automatically detect that the transaction involves 2 different currencies and route it to the dedicated exchange where the buyer's US dollars are converted into Japanese yen in real time. The converted amount is then directed to the seller in Japan through a relay chain operating in parallel, ensuring seamless transaction flow. The buyer would only pay the difference between the ask and bid prices plus a small transaction fee. Central banks would act as brokers of the dedicated exchange, facilitating the settlement process to ensure smooth and efficient transactions across various fiat currencies. Currently, there are several cross-border payment projects being tested globally by central banks, sponsored by the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, Innovation Hub. Notable examples include Project Dunbar, and Project M-Bridge. The project I have here on the screen, the Universal Digital Payments Network, UDPN, is a promising initiative that consists of a blockchain layer with nodes for different fiat currencies, allowing for seamless entry and exit in various currencies. The majority of cross-border instant payment systems currently under study make use of distributed ledgers or blockchains. This is an additional advantage of using blockchain as a platform for a payment system, as it would significantly facilitate interconnection with these international payment systems. In summary, establishing BCH as an inclusive and interoperable banking payment system has the potential to drive innovation, create a digital hub, and foster economic growth. With its transformative capabilities, the BCH payment system and blockchain technology could help commercial banks address competition by revolutionizing the payment system in Panama. We appreciate your time and attention during this presentation.